Hi everyone. Well, it looks like at long last we're going to see some changes coming up with the weather, especially towards the second half of the coming week, with some slightly dry conditions, but potentially a little bit colder as well. So let's have a little look at the synoptic chart here with the wind speeds and directions over the next few days. You can see at the moment we've got this area of low pressure up here towards Iceland and another area of low pressure out here well out into the Atlantic. Although you can also see just off the screen here, but to the right, this area of what is actually high pressure, and this is going to be what's influencing our weather as the week goes on. So you can see here at the moment the average wind speeds, they're not too bad. In fact, they're relatively light across the island. And then as we move into tomorrow, they do pick up a little bit. But like I said, we start to see this area of high pressure out to the east, really trying its best to move its way westwards towards the UK. So by Thursday, we've got these really slack conditions, these slack winds really, with nice big gaps in the isobars. So the winds will be light, well, for most of the week really, but also especially on Wednesday and Thursday, where the winds will be very light and almost variable at times. And then as we move into Friday, we start to see a bit of a change. And then especially as we move in towards the weekend, which we won't get into too much detail with at the moment, but we see this low pressure trying to push up from the south, but also the high pressure here pushing westwards, and these isobars tighten, and that's bringing in what will be a strengthening easterly wind, which will become colder and colder as the weekend goes on. But of course we'll give you more about that closer to the time. So let's have a little quick run through the temperatures for this week coming up. And you can see these greens and the odd blue here, and that's showing the temperatures of the air mass. So this isn't at ground level. This is a few thousand feet up in the atmosphere. And the reason we use that is because it's not influenced by ground temperatures, so it doesn't change through the day and change through the night. So and you can see these colder conditions. They're a little bit chillier over the next few days. But you can see these much colder conditions out towards the east really trying to push their way towards us. And like I said, this isn't the temperature at ground level. This is temperature, a few thousand feet up in the atmosphere. But what this does tell us is that with the temperatures at this level, which will be around -4 to -6 by this time, temperatures at ground level as we move in towards next weekend will only be around 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. So it will be feeling very cold indeed. So let's get a little bit more detail on what's coming up through the week. So we'll start off with tonight. It's been a mostly cloudy night. There's been a little patch of rain, but that rain will clear as we move through into the second half of the night, and that will allow for a few clearer spells here and there, but still quite a lot of cloud about, and also the odd scattered shower in a few places. You can also see here around central and northern and a few eastern parts, we see a few mist and fog patches developing here. So that will be really with us developing later on later on tonight, and with us in towards the morning. The temperatures will be colder in these areas, especially where the winds will be lighter here. So we're going to be seeing winds really light and variable in these kind of areas. But overall, the winds will be a moderate and west to southwesterly. And that means along the coast here, the temperatures will be warmer. We're looking at 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. And then closer to 5, 6, 7 in these more northeastern parts here. So yeah, it's not going to be too bad a night, especially as the as it clears. But there will still be the odd scattered shower around. And then as we move into tomorrow morning, it looks like a fairly cloudy start, still with these showers around. Some of these are actually likely to be really quite heavy, especially in the west and south. Although the further north and east you come, the less likely you will see a shower, and the lighter they are likely to become. And we still may see the odd mist or fog patch at first in more northern and eastern parts here. Then as we move into the afternoon, a few brighter spells will develop at times. Still be quite a lot of cloud around, and the temperatures will really only be around 10 or 11 degrees Celsius, so that's down a couple of degrees on today, and that'll be in a mostly north to northwest, northwesterly, moderate to northwesterly wind, should I say. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad for the afternoon, but still with the risk of the odd scattered shower here and there. Then as we move into Tuesday, it looks like it's going to be a mostly cloudy day. the outside chance of a scattered shower, but really most places will remain dry, but it will be fairly cloudy at times with just a few brighter spells here and there. The winds will be light and from the northeast or east to northeast, and the temperatures will be really 8 or 9 degrees Celsius, so feeling quite chilly compared to what we've been used to. Then as we move through into Wednesday, it will become maybe a touch milder, with these winds starting to come back in off the sea. So this is going to be coming in from the east. So the English Channel at this time of year is quite warm still. So it will be a little bit milder, especially in more eastern and southern parts. But it will be mostly cloudy throughout with only very limited brighter spells. And perhaps even a few showers starting to develop, especially in more southern parts of the island. Although these are less likely to affect northern areas. Then as we move through into Thursday, it's still going to be a mostly cloudy day with just the odd brighter spell here and there. There could be a few showers around, perhaps a few slightly heavier ones in more southern parts of the island again. And it won't be feeling that cold at this point, so it'll still be a little bit chilly in this light to moderate east to northeasterly breeze. But it will be around 9-10 degrees Celsius, perhaps only reaching maybe 8 in a few western parts here. So yeah, not much of a change really. And then as we move into Friday, not much changes again, although we are starting to see this colder air move across. So it will be cloudy, and we're going to see this moderate but increasingly becoming fresh, perhaps even strong later, these east to northeasterly winds. And temperatures in the east and south around 7 degrees Celsius, where the wind's coming in off the sea. Further north and west, we're going to be seeing temperatures around 5 degrees Celsius. So it will feel quite chilly due to the fact that it will be mostly cloudy across the island, but still with these risks of a few showers in more southern parts. And these could start to become a little bit wintry over the hills, perhaps later on Friday and into Saturday. So that's pretty much it for now. It's looking like a reasonable week, I guess. But you know, it's not as nasty as we've had for the last few weeks with all this wind and rain that we've been seeing. But it is going to be turning colder, and it's going to be quite grey for the majority of the week. Perhaps with a few showers, more especially in southern parts of the island, and definitely turning quite a lot colder towards the end of the week and potentially into next weekend. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.